Hello everybody, welcome to MindMasters Hypnosis, a division of the Dallas Hypnosis Center. My name is Robert Hudak. I've been a master hypnotist for over 39 years. Today I'd like to share with you something that I think is very important. There's like a new trend that's come to America, and it's a trend that, I don't like it, but it seems very obvious it's here to stay. It seems like so many people are experiencing anxiety, trauma, and fear. That's right. And I'm going to tell you all about how hypnosis can help every one of those particular areas. In 1985, I started my business, and my business name was the Dallas Stop Smoking Clinic. My idea at the time was there's a lot of smokers out there, so why not just advertise as smokers, because that's where the business is at. And sure enough, I had non-stop smokers coming through the door, and I only saw smokers. And the funny thing was I'd have people call up and say, I need to lose weight, I need to get over a fear, I need to improve my performance. And I'd say, nope, we only see smokers. And actually, after about 2 years of turning down lots of people, I realized it didn't make sense to just offer smoking, so I offered a full range of hypnosis services. Now, the hypnosis business, the bread and butter of the hypnosis business has always been stopping smoking and losing weight. I mean, it's almost like clockwork. There are certain times during the year that the volume was higher and sometimes it would get a bit lower. But I can tell you one thing, come New Year's, the phone would ring off the wall. And as soon as you answered the phone, I need to quit smoking. I need to lose weight. And this had been something that had always been part of the hypnosis process. There's always other little things here and there that would come about. But what I've noticed lately, and this is kind of starting at an alarming rate, there's been a big influx of people coming through the door in the last 5 years with tremendous anxiety, trauma, and fears. That's right. There's not a week that goes by that someone's not calling me up and asking me something like this. I grind my teeth, can you help me with that? I have insomnia. I'm afraid to drive on the highway. And things like this. And unfortunately, it seems like the volume of it's just getting bigger and bigger. It seems more and more people are living with anxiety, trauma, and fear. And it's becoming almost like an epidemic proportion. It's almost shocking how many phone calls I get. I can recall one day I had 4 people in the office that every single one of them was in the office for fear, anxiety, or some type of trauma. So now hypnosis is very effective in helping each one of these areas. Some of the different problems have to do with maybe finding out the root cause, what caused this anger, this fear, whatever it might be for this person. But I can tell you this, that the problem is right here. I mean, yes, there's physical stress that we go through, like the common stuff like maybe not taking care of yourself or, having a poor diet or not drinking water, not exercising. But then there's all the other external stresses and strains that we deal with every day, from just driving on the highway to going back and forth to work, just everything. So it's not uncommon for me to have many people calling about performance anxiety. I have a fear of speaking in public. And on my job, I have an executive position, and I have to talk to a number of the employees, and I'm okay with one person, but boy, when I get in front of a bunch of people, it's like nonstop fear. And then there's people that will call up about social anxiety. I'm afraid to be in public places. When I get into places where there's a big crowd of people, I just get very fearful. And then besides the performance anxiety, there's the fears. I'm afraid of driving on the highway. I'm afraid of flying. I'm afraid of snakes. You name it. When I think I've heard them all, someone else comes up with another one. And so then there's the panic attack people. They have these tremendous panic attacks. And one person actually that I got to know told me that he would give me $500 and reupholster my car with new leather on the seats and new carpeting if I could just help his wife overcome her panic attacks. He said, Robert, I have huge bills for ambulance. My wife's been to the hospital 12 different times. You know what those ambulance bills cost? And so it just doesn't seem like there's any relief in sight. So there's all those things. There's social anxiety, there's performance anxiety. I have young athletes coming in, maybe they're in high school, that there's a problem with on the baseball team. One of the kids was a pitcher, and he's an amazing pitcher, but when he started making a mistake here and there, a lot of the guys on the team laughed at him. Before you know it, his pitching was in the toilet. And so this is the kind of stuff that I deal with all the time, and it's coming in at an alarming rate. Now, I feel very comfortable that I'm able to help quite a few of these people that walk through the door, because everything is controlled by this. I look at this as being the headquarters, and this is the robot. So once the headquarters takes on a certain behavior, then the robot seems to duplicate that behavior. So whatever your problem might be, if it's some type of a social anxiety, fear of public speaking, and then naturally I have people that bite their nails, grind their teeth, pull out their hair. I mean, sometimes I've had people come through the door and I've just kind of shake my head because I couldn't even believe what they were telling me. One particular young lady told me she pulls out her eyelashes. So perhaps you see my point. So here's the good news. Because this is such a huge problem, we decided to make a series of recordings to help every single person that has this type of a problem. We're going to call this series the Free Yourself series. And I'm breaking it down to, there'd be one maybe for performance anxiety, there'd be one for fears, there'd be one for PTSD, and lots of different things. So this is my way of saying, there's really help out there, and we can certainly be helpful to you and for you. And so it simply just comes down to that. If you are in that situation where you find yourself, I've had people say, it feels like I'm no longer in control of my life. It's like my mind's going somewhere and my body's somewhere else. And then on top of everything else, if you think it's bad, then you got to add things like the fear of all the stuff that's going on globally. The latest thing would be the political fears of which party will win, what's going to happen. And so it's like a tremendous amount of time spent on looking at all of these problems. And the idea here at Dallas Hypnosis would be, let's help you find the solution to the problems. And that's what it's really all about. If you're suffering with one of these modalities, give Dallas Hypnosis Center a call. I promise you, I'll be able to help you set yourself free. So thank you very much for listening to what I've had to say today. Kindly like, subscribe, and hit the bell at the bottom of the page so that we can share with you this new series of Free Yourself recordings that are going to come out, and I'm quite sure they can be very helpful for you. So thank you very much.